Hello, YouTube friends. This is the second of a series of YouTube videos that I'm doing on the subject of models that I have built, car models and various other types of models. And I think I first started building models when I was in third grade and 8 years old. Now, today's model is the green Mustang. And as I show the film clip of the green Mustang, I'll tell more about that. But I built this model in the Barnett Hospital in Paterson, New Jersey, when I was 12 years old, October of 1965. And here was the challenge. One of the nurses kept taking the glue away from me. So my dad would buy another tube of glue and give it to me. So finally I got where I hid the glue under my pillow. And I would work. Now I knew the nurse came in the afternoon shift. I don't know what it was, like 3 o'clock to 11 or something like that. So the other nurse, the morning nurse, was a lot nicer and kind of looked the other way when I was building my model with the model, hey, sniffing glue. But the nice nurse looked the other way and I would work very fast in the morning to get as much done as a model as I could. And then I would hide the tube. When 3 o'clock came, I'd hide the tube of glue underneath the pillow. So every model has a story. It's amazing. So let's take a look at my green Mustang model. This is my Mustang model, and I built this model I have a visitor. Opie. Best laid plans of mice and men. Mustang model story, take 2. This is my Mustang model. I built this model in October of 1965 when I was 12 years old. And I built it when I was in the Barnett Hospital in Paterson, New Jersey. I was battling a very serious bout of rheumatic fever. And the funny thing is, well, it really wasn't funny at all. But the nurse there, one of the nurses there, was anything but kind. And she kept taking my glue away. So it was a really tough thing to finish this model. So there you have it, folks. My green Mustang model. And so I built that in 1965. So that's 75, 85, 95, 05, 15, 55 years old, over 55 years old. I've had that model, or it's kind of something. It was one of the models I cherish. And I think it was a Lindbergh line model. And they were, of all the models of the 60s, 1960s, they were Lindbergh line. They were kind of the easiest to build. And the beautiful thing about Lindbergh line models is they were molded in colored plastic as opposed to being molded in white plastic. But they didn't have the chrome like an AMT or a Monogram or an MPC or an IMT model would have, or IMC, I think it was. But and the beautiful thing about Lindbergh line models, they were $1. I think they were like 98 cents. Whereas your AMTs and your monograms, they usually went around $2.39, $2.49, that kind of thing. Now, oh my goodness, to buy a classic AMT or a classic monogram or classic Revell model, car model, unassembled, in the vacuum form, sealed plastic, unopened, on the internet, $60, $70, you know. I should have bought a carton of them, stashed them away, and be rolling in the dough. So yeah, I'm rather enjoying this little series of car models that I've assembled. Unfortunately, I don't have many of the models that I built when I was a kid, but I do have a few, and I'll have some fun going over them, you know. And each one has its own story, you know. So, as always, thanks for watching, and stay strong, stay happy, stay healthy. And this is Richard Mabey, signing off.